Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to BWTM Sports Gaming. Glad you could join us as always. So let's talk about Trevor Bryan versus Daniel Dubois, WBA, pardon me, WBA Heavyweight Championship of the World, the regular championship of the world. Dubois was coming from the UK, number one contender for the WBA regular belt, fighting in the backyard of Trevor Bryan of Miami, Florida. In my pre-fight, in my build-up to this fight, I made it very clear the guidelines, the things that Trevor Bryant had to do to win the fight. Be in shape, be active with the jab, don't stand with Daniel Dubois, back Daniel Dubois up. These are all standard things. And if you stand in front of Daniel Dubois with your hands up, look at him, looking for an autograph, you're going to get knocked out. I said it. Uncle Bashir said it. We said it to Stacey McKinley. Stacey McKinley agreed. So, we heard before the fight, Larry Holmes was in camp. We heard that Riddick Bowe was in camp. Two legends. And I was excited because I'm thinking, you've got Stacey McKinley with that advice. You've got Big Daddy Bowe in camp. You've got Larry Holmes in camp. And you've got Trevor Bryant talking. And I'm thinking to myself, yeah, this is the opportunity for Trevor Bryant to show why people have been overlooking him all these years. This was it. This was the opportunity. So I'm like, okay, let's give this guy, let's give this guy, he might not look good in his last couple of fights, fine, but he's still an unbeaten fighter. Let's give him a chance. Let's give him the opportunity to prove himself. Let's give that leeway for him. If he comes in shape, he's got a good jab, he can back Dubois up, and let's see what happens from there. Dubois is good at giving it out, but when it comes to taking it, I'm not so sure. And he's away from home, all that stuff. I'm like, yeah, Don King Productions, yeah, let's go for it. Bryant in the press conference, blah, 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 talking. All the hype man stuff talking. Yeah, sounded good at the press conference. Looked good at the weigh-in, the talking, that is. And I'm like, right, we got a fight tonight. Let's see this Larry Holmes jab. Let's see movement. Let's see what he does, Dubois. Let's see if he can get in and get tucked into Dubois. And let's see if Dubois, let's see a fight here. So I'm ready as a student to watch this. I'm ready to see something. I want to see some science. I want to see some shake and bake. I want to see I want to see something, or some of the old school stuff. The only thing that was old school on the night, that was Don King and the production. That was it. It was very new school. Daniel Dubois did what Daniel Dubois does. He does what Daniel Dubois does, bouncing, boom, 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 comes in, throwing punches. Daniel Dubois didn't do, for me, anything different to what Daniel Dubois does. It was said this fight wasn't about Daniel Dubois. This fight was about what Trevor Bryant would do. From round one, he looked lazy, he looked unmotivated, he looked pathetic. Honestly, he looked pathetic. He looked like a guy you just dragged out of one of the guys you dragged out of the audience. Said, right, you mate, you mate, you look pretty tough. Come out here. You look pretty tough. Come out here and have a go against this geezer. If you win, we'll give you $200,000. Right? Here you are. That's what that fight looked like. That's what Trevor Bryant looked like. Trevor Bryant did all the things I said he should not do. All the things. If I knew that Trevor Bryant was going to come out and do that crap, but I gave leeway. Do you understand? I gave leeway. And it's almost like I do these predictions, and everything I say, the fight goes on is completely opposite to what should be going on. There was a point in about the first round, I believe first or second round, that Bryant actually doubled, either used the jab or doubled the jab up, and actually Dubois gave way. But Bryant's just there looking at him. I thought, you know what? You deserve to get knocked out tonight. You deserve to get knocked out tonight. If you want a guide in how not to fight Daniel Dubois, if you want a guide in how to be guaranteed, you know, when you watch these videos, these how to guarantee success, how to guarantee big muscles, how to guarantee you get the ladies, how to guarantee you can be a success in life. Well, Trevor Bryan should do a video. He should do a video and he should go, "Hi, I'm Trevor the Dream Bryan. If you want to know how to get knocked out by Daniel Dubois, watch this video. I'm going to give you a step-by-step guide how to get knocked out by Daniel Dubois, and in style, in front of you. And you know what? Here's a bonus on the video. I'm going to get knocked out right in front of my fans in Miami. That's a bonus for you." I'm like watching this. I'm watching shit. I'm going, what's this? What is this? I feel sorry for Don King. I feel sorry for all them people that turned to watch Trevor Bryan do that shit. And I said in the build-up to this fight, I hope that Trevor Bryan, I hope that his talk at that press conference isn't wasted energy. I said, I hope that Trevor Bryan comes out fast, because if he stands to Daniel Dubois, he's going to get absolutely flattened. And he got absolutely flattened. Absolutely flattened. Flatlined. Face first. Again, Daniel Dubois coming forward. He was open to the uppercut. He was open to straight right hand. He was open to the left hook. He was open to every shot in the book. Bouncing forward. He was open to every freaking shot in the book. But you know, after the fight, I thought before they even announced Dubois as the winner, I was sitting here thinking that should have been Dillian Whyte. That should have been Joe Joyce. You tell me how Joe Joyce was ranked higher than Dubois in the WBA. Yeah, he's ranked higher than Dubois in the WBA. He beat Daniel Dubois, but yet Daniel has a version of the heavyweight championship world. Must be something drastically wrong with the way they're moving Joe Joyce. Before Joe Joyce and Daniel Dubois, Dillian Whyte. Dillian Whyte should be WBA heavyweight champion of the world today. And all you lot there were saying, "Oh, listen to Eddie Hearn." Eddie Hearn, again, he's proved Eddie don't know shit about boxing. So Dillian Whyte should have been WBA heavyweight champion of the world, instead of fighting those meaningless pay-per-view fights against Derek Chisora and Lucas Brown, and like pointless fights when he could be fighting Trevor Bryan for that title. That way you wouldn't have been fighting with the WBC. Just save some money in your pocket for you to go and do the stuff you did against Tyson Fury. I'm tired talking. I really am. And that fight tonight or last night is a sort of fight, as a student of boxing, makes you feel to yourself, what's the point? You know what? Tell the truth. Let me just talk to people. Hi, I'm Trevor Bryan, and in style. He actually wants to run it back. Run what back? Run what back? What part? What part does he want to run back? Don King is furious. A $3.1 billion bid for this. Reminding me against Stavern against Joyce. Now you can't compare the two, bro. You can't compare the two. You can't compare the two. When Stavern fought Joyce, and I was with Stavern through all the time he was in England, you can't compare Stavern with Joyce. Stavern took what Joyce had and came for it. At least had a goal. He had a goal against Joyce. This guy didn't have a goal against Joyce. That's not how you can compare the two fights. Yeah, but at least Stavern was catching Joyce. Probably landed a total of 4 punches, and that's generous. He landed some good shots, Stavern, against Joyce. But this was appalling. Absolutely appalling. Danny Dubois, bigger star than AJ in America. Yeah, I'd say so. Ingram talking sense, always talking sense. Has Dubois improved that much? I don't think so. Still think White beats him. No, I don't think Dillian White beats him. The only way Dillian White beats Dubois now is if he's able to land that check left hook. If he's able to land that check left hook, otherwise, Dubois runs straight through to White. He will destroy the White. He will destroy Dillian White because of what I saw against Tyson Fury. He'll destroy Dillian White. For me, Dillian White's finished. I don't think Dillian White comes back from what happened against Tyson Fury. It's so bad a beating. No. We honestly have had no heavyweight talent for close to 20 years now. LOL. Pay-per-view for... I'd pay-per-view for Dubois White right now. Oh, my God. I wouldn't touch that fight with a barge pole. I wouldn't. But it's a good fight to make. I get it. I understand it totally. From Frank Warren and Dubois' point of view, yeah, I'd move him to that. You know, another fight I think Shape Stavern would have beat Bryant that night. Yeah, a non-injured Stavern. Remember, he had that shoulder injury before going into the fight and said it beforehand, broke it before the fight, like a day beforehand. I don't know what Stacey can say. I mean, I did hear some stuff on the grapevine about how Bryant could possibly have been preparing. And I got a clue to it in one of my shows I did. But I chose not to believe it. My God. I don't know what to say. I don't know what... if that, like Trevor Bryan says here, look, when was the last time Bryant came in any sort of shape? I'm so disappointed in Bryant. I'm disappointed too. I mean, I hope he's getting paid. I hope he got paid good money for that fight. I hope that he could feel happy with himself for that fight. But in terms of heavyweight boxing, Trevor Bryant now is a journeyman. But after that performance, journeyman. I don't want to hear Trevor Bryant's name mentioned again in boxing. I don't. I can't. I cannot. Bryant used to weigh 220. He looked about 270 in the ring. Stacey was hyping the guy up. I want to interview and let him explain this nonsense. I have to say the same thing too. I have to explain because I want explanation as well. You think you need explanation? I need explanation. Brian says, well paid. I hope he's on performance-related pay. I mean, from first round. You know what Trevor Bryant looked like? Trevor Bryant looked like one of them guys that has never boxed before. And you put them in the ring, and they're well aware of what they're going to get, yeah? And they stand and they go like this. That's what Trevor Bryant looked like. He looked like he hadn't seen a boxing gym in his life. Larry Holmes, who I respect deeply, Larry Holmes, who I was once on a podcast with, the great Larry Holmes, who knows his boxing, said he liked the way Trevor Bryant was training. Larry Holmes, I don't know what Larry Holmes would have said to Don King. I don't know. Had he won this fight, it was an opportunity for Trevor Bryant to make lots of money. Usyk gonna get robbed on points in Dubai with that DAZN money. Larry Holmes must be laughing. Mike Tyson beat Trevor Bryant, 55-year-old. Oh my God. Could you imagine? Now think about it. Mike Tyson turned down money to fight Trevor Bryant for that title. Mike Tyson will knock Trevor Bryant into tomorrow. Don King said it was star-studded card. Honestly, man, he runs some shady operation. Well, listen, there's some people in the UK have run some shady operations as well, to be honest. So, Trevor Bryant, we up against another Don King control fighter. Well, Bryant is a late example of horrible heavyweight scene here in America. I cannot believe what I watched. I still can't work it out. Rematch Gaduri, he just got knocked out by a morbidly obese boxer named Derry Scott, who beat Jared Anderson up in the amateurs. Oh my God, it gets progressively worse. Eddie Hearn is going to use Bryant and use him as a journeyman. Yeah, you know what? You could probably see. You know what fight I could see happening now is Trevor Bryan versus what's that guy's name again? You know what Trevor Bryant would be good for? Trevor Bryant's the type of guy now that you'd put you'd use for Lawrence Okoli, like preview in the heavyweight division. You'd use Bryant as a nice entrance to the heavyweight division for Lawrence Okoli. I've never seen such a state of shock in Grim. LOL. I cannot. Like you think about the history of heavyweight boxing. Yeah, Don King's had some fighters in his career that have not been great, but that. I think it's Daniel Dubois not that good. He's not that good. Lovejoy versus Bryant. Yeah, we can see that. Johnny Fisher versus Bryant. Yeah, you can see that. Dave Allen versus Bryant for Sports Direct belt. Big Davey Anderson needs to be tested. Trevor Bryant make American boxing shameful. I'm not American. I feel shame being American for Americans. I don't know how anybody can walk out that arena. Larry Holmes, Don King, Stacey McKinley, the strength and conditioning coach. What was the strategy? What the hell was the strategy? It's like, you know what I do? I think what is. This is what it is. These guys, they watch my prediction videos and they go, you know what? I'm not going to do what he says. I'm not going to do what he says. I'm not going to actually box, use my jab, circle the ring, back Daniel Dubois up. I'm not going to do that. I'm actually going to stand in front of Daniel Dubois just to see what it feels like. I told you Trevor Bryant was going to sleep. Yeah, you told me. And I would also tell you, I said the same thing. Trevor Bryant would go to sleep if he stood in front of Daniel Dubois like that, which he did. Speaking of Lawrence Okoli, what about Okoli versus Oscar Rivas for the Bridgerweight title? Rivas is a dangerous man. If Okoli can get him at the end of that right hand, yes. But if Rivas can get inside, fight. Gerard Anderson sucks, to be honest. I don't rate Gerard Anderson. I really don't, but people do. Alan Babbage, that's the guy. Bryant versus Babbage. We have no real heavyweight talent in this country. It'll be another 20 years for us to have it, honestly. AJ's just signed with the Zone. Michael Bench just reported it. Well, you know why? Because if he loses on the Zone, at least he's got a whole heap of money to back himself up. Dubois, it's only 24 years. There's plenty of time to prove he has a bright future. All right. I rate Michael Hunt as best heavyweight. Michael Hunt, if he gets himself together, could beat Daniel Dubois. Eddie going to convince another boxing event security guard to take up boxing. God. When you see Riakpo versus Okoli, my money's on Riakpo, and Okoli never likes mentioning his name. Yeah, I've got the video. I've got the video when Riakpo, when I interviewed Riakpo when he first started his career, he must have about 3 fights, and I interviewed him, and we were talking, and Riakpo talked about Okoli, and Okoli never won in that fight. I rate Richard Riakpo very highly. I've said it before. I'll say it again. I think this guy's going to be a world champion, Richard Riakpo. Should he not caught with anything stupid? He just drew with Jerry Forrest, and he's really a cruiserweight. Yeah, I rate Riakpo very highly. And I said that last night or yesterday when I did my video. And again, we're seeing Richard Riakpo do the business again. I don't know why people are that excited, that surprised with the knockout last night. Were you surprised at how easy Dubois destroyed him? Not when you try, not when you're doing a video, how to guide and how to get destroyed by Daniel Dubois, how not to box against Daniel Dubois, how to land face first against Daniel Dubois. I'm not surprised, but I am surprised on the basis of what Stacey McKinley was telling me, the training videos, and all the rest of it. What the hell was he doing in camp? I'm surprised at how bad he looked. I know, but I'm clutching at straws here because there aren't many heavyweights in the USA right now. Don King just hyped powder puff. Trevor Bryant, worst champion, Charles Martin. Oh. Richard's been trained by Angel. I thought Bryant was a bit better. He's just not talented. I thought Trevor Bryant was much better. You know, I thought he'd be better on the inside. I thought that he would use his jab. And when he did use his jab, he backed Dubois up. If you go back and look at the tape, he throws a jab, he backs Dubois, and Dubois kind of stops a second. And he just looked at Dubois. It's just sickening, real sickening. King Kong versus Daniel Dubois, soon BT Sports. Dangerous fight for Dubois, especially if, what's his name, can land. If WA was good for David Haye, world title, brilliant businessman. Yeah, he was. The man said he wanted to taste Dubois' power. That's why he didn't jab. We have no one. All we have is Wilder, but he shot at 37. We have to go back 15 years to fix his skill set. I think Eddie is punching the wall. I bet he selected Bryant instead of Ruiz. This is what I said. Eddie Hearn messed up AJ. He was meant to fight Trevor Bryan. And they decided, Eddie thought it was a good idea. He didn't want to do business with Don King. He went and did business and took Andy Ruiz of Al Heyman. Ha ha ha. Trevor Bryan did remind me of a motivation Kevin Johnson, to be honest. Yeah, he did. Do you see Billy Joe coming back? Yeah, he come back to do what? Dubois looked surprised at how easy it was. Guarantee he would have had much harder sparring for his camp. Yeah, he would have done. I'd like to know who he had. Uh, Dubois must have had not Dubois. Bryant must have had very soft sparring. He must have done. He must be beating up people in the gym, because there's no way you could tell me that guy, or he got knocked out in sparring. That's the only other thing I could think. Dubois versus Andy Ruiz. Ruiz for me, man. Andy Ruiz for me, absolutely. I was surprised at how big a Coley looks. How big a Coley is. He looks bigger than Dubois. I think the downfall of Match USA is starting now. Yeah, I agree. He should. AJ should have went for fight Trevor, and not the Mexican tough chin, fast hands Ruiz, which didn't have enough time to train for. That's what I said. That's what I said. But oh no. He's coming back for a payday. I don't care about Billy Joe Saunders. Tough. I've met him he's a nice enough guy. I just don't care about him coming back to fight. Eddie Hearn clown. AJ should have fought Trevor Bryan in America. Should have done. Apparently, DAZN pay-per-views launched in UK of Usyk versus Joshua. Might be first and the last. It might be first and the last. So, there we go. AJ's got until August to get it right for Usyk. So, hi, Stefan. Hope you're well, brother. As AJ's debut was supposed to be Bryant. Yeah, what happened? So, AJ was meant... When Big Baby Miller opened his mouth up and talking about AJ and all the drug shit, that didn't go down too well. They popped Miller. So, after that, they were looking for an opponent. Trevor Bryant's name was brought up because he was a WBA... I think he was WBA regular champion. He may have been regular champion or had the interim belt. Anyway, something like that. And they were meant to reach out to Trevor Bryant, and Trevor Bryant was offered. But because Eddie's ego was too big, he didn't want to do business with Don King, so he went and did business with Al Heyman and Andy Ruiz. Please, Mr. Hearn, I'll fight him. I'll fight AJ. And we told you what happened. Where does Bryant go from here? Open up a branch of McDonald's or KFC or Wendy's or In-N-Out. In-N-Out, I think a lot of USA people would understand what I'm talking about there. Being or he could be the next fat controller for Thomas the Tank Engine, the new movie. Otherwise, I don't see nothing for Trevor Bryan. Sorry, nothing. Do you think Robert Garcia is a good fit? He's never trained a heavyweight. Nope. Okolie is seriously overrated. But I've said it before. I think Lawrence Okolie is the next Henry Akin one day. I've said it before. But there we go. But I still think he's decent, though. Michael Okolie versus Dubois are both trained by Shane McGuigan. They are. And as far as I'm concerned, if I'm honest with you, if I'm brutally honest with you, Trevor Bryan needs to retire, because when guys are fighting like that, you're the heavyweight champion. You're the heavyweight champion of the world. Even if it's the regular belt, you are a champion. You are a champion. That's the same belt David Hayes had. That's the same belt Povetkin had. That's the same belt held by Muhammad Ali, Mike Tyson. And you go out and put a performance on like that. You say that Larry Holmes is a hero, and you put on a performance like that. I don't hear excuses. I don't hear any excuses, because I don't want to hear zero excuses. You're talking all that good stuff in the press conference, really hyping the fight up, real talking. And I said, I hope that this man, his talk, isn't a cover-up because he's scared of Dubois. You know what I think it is? I think he was scared of Daniel Dubois. I think he was genuinely scared of Daniel Dubois. I don't think Don King wanted to fight Daniel Dubois. No way, no shape, no form. And he's right. Don King was right. Frank pulled the fast one. So Boxing is so corrupt. Trevor Bryan could be ranked in the top 15 by the WBA after beating some bum. I just don't know what to say. I don't know what to say, but I will be chasing up Stacey McKinley. Who wins, Hugh Fury or Michael Hunter in July? I just don't know, because if Michael Hunter comes in shape and Michael comes like he wants to fight, it will give Hugh Fury a lot of problems. But if it's a Michael Hunter that's turning up like he's turned up recently, Hugh Fury will beat him. What's next for Tommy Fury? I heard he's meant to be fighting Jake Paul next. Dwight did a lot of talking. It was all bluff during the social media antics. That's what I was saying. Hunter is fighting Fury next in July. Thoughts on that, Ingram? I just said, if Michael Hunter is probably America's best hope for a heavyweight champion of the world. Barring Deontay Wilder, if he's got anything left, Michael Hunter is their best hope now. Oh, you got Jared Big Baby Miller, but he's untested. I don't know what's going on with his head. Michael Hunter. I'm not surprised he doesn't have that contract. I knew it was coming. So that's what happens. Hunter is so inactive, turning fights down too. Yeah, that's it. He needs to be active. Trevor Bryan looked like he'd been training Miami Strip Club, quite possibly. Trevor Bryan, Tony Yoka. That's two guys I'm not understanding. Like, what happened to you? You two got, particularly Tony Yoka. Tony Yoka's the one that gets me the most. I can't believe what I saw in Tony Yoka. I can't believe what I saw in Trevor Bryan. I wonder if Don King will actually pay Trevor Bryan. He shouldn't. How do you see a Dubois fight? Bacoli, you see Bacoli, right? Problem with him is he gets hit with too many punches. He's wide open. But that's a slugfest between Bacoli and Dubois because they both have got no defense. Good fight. I'd make it. Hunter could KO Huey if he comes with top game. Yeah, he could. Be fascinating to hear Stacey McKinley after the Bryant training camp. Yep, absolutely. People are queuing up for that one. React as a cruiserweight. Mike Hart needs James Bashir as soon as possible. I don't know. I thought Hassan Ratman was a decent trainer. The Tony Yoka thing. Tony Yoka was meant to beat the brakes off of top Martin Bacoli. If flipping make Martin Bacoli look like Oscar De La Hoya, and then we have this fight here, Trevor Bryan calling Dubois a boy. Flipping hell. They might do Daniel Dubois, Big Daddy Brown next. Yeah, I can see that fight. That's the next fight I was saying. If not, yeah, that's a good fight to make. Tony Yoka, you got Virgil Hunter, you need James Elliott Pierce as soon as possible. I can see that fight. Do you rate Hunter highly as a trainer? No. Absolutely not. Virgil Hunter is the guy you go to when you've been knocked out and you want a cuddle. That's the guy you go to. That's the guy you go to. You go to Virgil Hunter if you need a cuddle. If you want somebody to caress your ego, rub your back. Hey, man, you just need to get behind the jab, box. Get behind the jab, box. Circle the ring, box. If you want that in your life, if you want sweet whispers in your life, you go to Virgil Hunter. Yeah, man. Get up the pace, double the jab, man. Double the jab, put something behind it, man. Just Virgil Hunter, no. He might be able to do that with Andre Ward. But when Andre Ward got knocked down by Kovalev, you saw the real Virgil Hunter because Virgil Hunter had that involved, his heart. Everyone else, forget everyone else. That's paycheck, that's money. But there was a connection between Hunter and Ward. That's why when Ward got dropped, You go back and look at that fight. When Ward gets dropped, he goes back to the corner. Go listen to Hunter in the corner. So no, I don't rate him. No. He might have a great singing voice. But every time I see Virgil Hunter, there's two things I think Virgil Hunter should be. He should be like the budget version of Shaft, or he should have a Motown album. He's just, and I've met the guy, and he's a cool dude, super cool. You know, Virgil Hunter's one of them guys we think, yeah, my dad's a cool dude. Yeah, he's cool. It's just not for me. No. Zing zang, not much. Virgil Hunter is Hall of Fame Motown Satan. He whispers, "You're whooping him, man. You're whooping him." Instead of helping Trevor Bryant for the fight, Larry Holmes should have took Trevor Bryant on. Oh, Larry would have had a decent shot. Well, two things. Check this one out. One, Stacey McKinley admitted in the interview that Larry Holmes came into camp and Larry Holmes wanted to hold the pads. And Stacey McKinley said, no, nobody holds the pads but me. Stacey McKinley also said he was told he needs a raise. A pay rise for what? For what? Stacey, I got some questions for you. His daughter's singer, I know. Big Baby Miller is coming back in June. How will he look without PEDs? I don't know what to think there, mate. Ingram, man, Belanga has been getting exposed badly since stepping up in competition. I said it. I said Belanga, his chin is dodgy. I said it. Belanga's a nice. I don't think Belanga's getting exposed. You're gonna forgive me here, and this is a sin I'm committing here, but please. Belanga's problem for me, if you look at Belanga, because he got those string of knockouts against nobodies, that was the problem right there. And he started, you see what he's with different celebrities taking photographs with him. He's posing with this person, posing with that person. You ain't won nothing. That stuff gets to your head. And his ego. Yeah? So Belanga's ego problem. Plus, he's got a very dodgy chin. What happened to Ishmael Salas, a trainer on stilts? Ishmael Salas? I don't know. He was training David Hay. Wait, isn't Ishmael Salas training Joe Joyce? BWTM. What think Hall of Fame awards? Yeah, I saw the Hall of Fame awards. Floyd Mayweather, Andre Ward. Yep, they're Hall of Famers for me. I didn't see anybody else, but those are the two I kind of saw come up on my Facebook. Stephen Shaw looks okay, and Jared Anderson as well. But too early to say until they step up gradually. Hopefully, Hrgovic Zhang can be made again. Shame to hear Hrgovic struggling for motivation since dad passed away. That's a shame. Real shame. Do you know what I might do? Put myself under a bit of pressure and look for the next USA heavyweight champion. The fact I'm not in America is a problem. But what I could do is get people to start sending in their videos to who the next heavyweight champion of America is. Trevor Bryan. I still cannot get over how that man stood right in front of Danny Dubois. We all saw it. I don't. You go from disbelief. You go from disbelief to rage, and I'm in between disbelief and rage at the moment, but I'm getting close to rage. Belanga tried to bite his opponent. He was getting so frustrated. I got a prediction right for once. 4th round, Dubois. Yeah, because Trevor Bryan was like giving you a guide of how not to, how to get knocked out by Daniel Dubois. There's already a when trash talk goes wrong video of this fight. Oh my god! Yeah, it's finished. Trevor Bryant's finished. So where's Trevor Bryant on the pound for pound list? I have him at number 4. Good idea. Do it before Wilder steals your idea and become a manager promoter. Mate, can't do it now. Can't do it now. But I think I definitely want to get into the sport of boxing. Definitely. But I have some business to finish off first. My hands are pretty tied at the moment, but maybe somewhere in the future, I'd like to get in and have a champion. Definitely. So I'm putting it out there in the future. Trevor Bryant would have lost to Babbage last night. Were you raging when the fight was live? No, I went to sleep. And that's always a bad sign. Let me tell you something, right? I swear, I'm dead honest with you, yeah? Anytime I decide to fall asleep, when I mean decide to fall asleep, I make a conscious decision. It's about 12 o'clock. Between 11:30 and 12 o'clock, I'll make a decision. Like, I'll get to 12 o'clock and I'll go, between half 11 and 12, it's like, nah, this fight's giving me shit. I'm going to bed. And I go to bed. I have never got up the next morning to discover I missed a great fight. It's almost like pardon my French, shit fight spider sense comes in about half 11. It's like a breeze comes through. It goes, it's going to be a shit fight. About half 11, it's going to be a shit fight. Go to sleep. It's like when Bivol fought Canelo, and I said to myself, you know what? Let me get up late for this. I'm not even bothered. And then all of a sudden, whoosh, goes past. And then Bivol does what he does to Canelo, beats the crap out of Canelo, which I said was going to happen. The next heavyweight champion is probably some 10 years old right now. No, I wouldn't be so negative about the heavyweights, because all it takes now, Joshua gets beat by Usyk. I don't think Usyk's going to hang around that much. I don't think Usyk's going to hang around much in boxing. That's my take. I don't think we're going to see a 40-year-old Alexander Usyk boxing. I don't think he's going to hang around much. Dillian White's to the side. Joe Joyce, I believe, will take care of Joseph Parker. You've got Tyson Fury, but I mean, what's the motivation for Tyson Fury to, if he becomes undisputed, what's the motivation after that? He may give the belts up. So, you know, Trevor Bryan versus Charles Martin. Who would win in your opinion? Charles Martin. LOE, he's probably playing basketball right now instead of boxing. Trevor Bryan, Poundland, 1 pound fighter. Good spider sense, yeah. Of shit fights, yeah. Fight radar, yeah. Did you see Rat Paul? Absolutely saw the replay. What's a good step-up fight for Gerard Anderson in your opinion? Derek Chisora. Derek Chisora is a good step-up fight. Chris Arreola is a good step-up fight. Helenius is a good step-up fight. Yeah. Helenius is a good step-up fight. Yeah, those guys I mentioned there. Yeah, those three I'd take as step-up fights. The next Olympics will give us a better understanding. Usyk, 4 more years of boxing. Yeah. I don't know if he boxes in for 4 years. Anderson versus Andrew Rees. Andrew Rees is dangerous. He's dangerous. Bryant might be used as cannon for upcoming prospects or for back to fight in sub-bar competition. He has a record of 22-1, so they can still sell him as a former champion. Yep. I think Helenius might actually beat him. That's why I'm taking that fight, Robert Helenius. What he's saying, he beat up Tyson Fury in sparring, so he should deal with Robert Helenius. What did Trevor say after the fight? He looked devastated. Yeah, the boy became a man. Usyk looked so damn skinny. Yeah, but he did pack on a lot of weight for the Joshua fight. What's a good step-up fight for Fabio Wardley? Same guys you mentioned? Wait, you know what? Let me do this. Let me go to top 30 heavyweights. Heavyweights. Come on, come on. Right. All right. So, top 30. We got box rec. Let's do this. Let me box rec them. Let me do box rec. Let's have some fun here. We get the box rec rankings. What is going on here? What have I done? Here we go. Right. Let's do that. I think we'll do that now. Dubois versus Ruiz, dangerous fight. Won't take it. Stay with Eddie. Germ was Dillion's worst career decision. Yeah, of course it was. Dubois versus Dillion, who wins right now? Dubois by knockout. Wardley versus Chisora. Yeah. No, Wardley a bit behind Anderson Shirley. Wardley versus Dillian White. Wardley versus Tony Yoka. No chance. No. I saw a Larry Holmes interview after the fight. He said all Bryant had to do was double jab and throw to the body. Double jab. Let me now. Let's see. Let's get this up. Box rec heavyweights. That's not it. Oh my word. Box rec. Right. All right, now we can have some fun here. Let me do my share screen. Can we do that? Share screen. And let's get the audio in. And let's go window. Let's go Chrome. Let's go box rec ratings. And let's go share. And can you see that? And can you see me? Let's see. Can you see me in box rec? Can you see that? Can you all see that? Box rec ratings. Now let's have some fun. So let's do some matchmaking, shall we? Have a bit of matchmaking, a bit of fun on this Sunday because I'm pissed with Trevor Bryan. And by the way, it's not that I'm hating on Daniel Dubois. It's just the fact that, you know, he's got some heavyweight history there. We talk about heavyweight trainers, Stacey McKinley, the history, Don King, all that stuff. Rick Bowe was in camp, Larry Holmes, it was all there. That's what pissed me off. Okay, let's go now. Heavyweight rankings. So let's see a fight for Fabio Wardley. If I'm getting a fight for Fabio Wardley, wow, look, there's Sorenko there, 19-0, ranked 38. The guy you're talking about is Jonathan Rice. Trevor Bryan is ranked 43 in the world. My God. He's 2 places above Dave Allen. Lucas Brown is ranked 50. Yeah. So Fabio Wardley versus Lucas Brown. Fabio Wardley versus Lucas Brown. I'd make that fight. Lucas Brown's just come off a good win over Junior Farr. So I'll take that fight. And Wardy just has to move. Just move. And he hits hard enough, he can outmaneuver Brown. And then I think he'll knock Brown out. Inside 6 rounds. Inside 6 rounds. What happened there? Inside 6 rounds. So anybody else want to bring up any fighters to be matched up? I actually think Deontay Wilder should fight Lucas Brown in a comeback fight. That's what I would have. I'd have him fight Lucas Brown. Wilder should fight Lucas Brown. Just the names: Lucas Brown, Adam Kawanaki, Ajit Kabayel. Good fighter. I like him. George Arias. Long time. Haven't seen him in a while. But he's on the comeback, I understand. I need to look at some of these heavyweights, man. Nah, bro. Wilder at it's too high a commercial level to fight Brown. It's his comeback fight. It's comeback fight. You want to ease Deontay Wilder back in. You don't want Deontay Wilder in a high level fight yet. You want to ease him back into the heavyweight division. A spectacular knockout of Lucas Brown. Lucas Brown has just knocked out Junior Farr, who's a decently rated heavyweight. I think it's a good knockout. You want to manage this guy back. He's had 3 fights with Tyson Fury, all tough, hard fights. So Wilder needs to be brought back and treated at least for the first couple of fights with kid gloves. So yeah, they're putting him in with Hellenius. I wouldn't take that fight. Kawanaki, you got to manage your guy, man. Some of you guys are crazy. You still don't understand the business of boxing. The reason why Wilder's career it's been pretty good is because he was well managed. He was well managed. So you got a well managed Wilder. Wilder has knocked Hellenius and Farr out in spiral several times. Chris Eubank versus Janabek, winner. Oh, interesting. I don't know about that fight. I didn't say high level, but mid level. No one in the US market ever heard of Brown or Yoko or any of those guys. Kawanaki is a solid one. Yeah, Kawanaki. Yep. Kawanaki, I can see that fight. Definitely. Kawanaki's fight. Okay, so we can't get Kawanaki's out. Let's see if we can bring him out for Wilder. Okay, we're talking Wilder now, yeah? Wilder. Dangerous fight for Wilder to come back on, but Charles Martin. Charles Martin. That's a good fight. Charles Martin will take that. Let's see what else. Kawanaki, Charles Martin. I tell you a fight I might take, you know. Chance, I'll take it, you know. All-American bout against Kofi. Michael Polite Kofi. I will take that fight. Or, here's a risky one for you all. Well, Jerry Forrest or Efe Ajagba. How about that one? It's going to be hilarious. I'm absolutely positive. Kawanaki, I think they'll take because they talked about the Kawanaki fight before. And he's been blasted out a few times by Hellenius now. Wilder, Big Baby Miller. No, I've not. I wouldn't take that. I wouldn't take that fight. I wouldn't take that fight. I wouldn't. Not yet. Yeah. So there's a few fights there. Now, if I have Vlad Serenko, I want to get Vlad Serenko up the heavyweight rankings. Who can he fight to jump up the heavyweight rankings? Let's think. Vlad Serenko. I like Ajak Kabayal a lot. I think if I'm going to make a jump up for Serenko, I think you should fight Carlos Takam. Caballal's a tough one. Hellenius might be a bit dangerous. I take Carlos Takam. Or Kuzmin. Kuzmin, Joe Washington? Nah. Yeah, Serenko should fight Washington next. He should fight Joe Washington. Yeah. Serenko versus Joe Washington. I'll take that fight next. Goes here. Now, Kofi, Forrest, 2-level, commercial level. Kawanaki and Martin, Den Miller. Okay. That sounds fine. I'd like to see Jared Miller step up. All right. Jared Anderson step up. If Jared Anderson's going to come back, step up. Now, Vlad Serenko was offered to Jared Anderson. That was a fight that was offered to James Ali Bashir. I think it's Jared Anderson top rank. So for them to sign Serenko, it had to fight Big Baby Anderson. Big Baby Anderson should fight Kawanaki, Carlos Takam. Yeah, Carlos Takam, Kawanaki. Any one of them two fights I would take for Jared Big Baby Anderson. Who should Trevor Bryan fight in his return? Dave Allen. He doesn't have time. It would be a comeback then Ruiz fight if he beats Ortiz in title shot. Okay. Wilder versus Takam. I'd like to see Serenko fight Takam, to be honest. No one in the US market has ever heard of Takam. You have to remember, Wilder's a pay-per-view US fighter. It has to be an American name. Yeah. So I'm going with, that's what I'm saying. So I'm going with Takam versus Serenko. Fighting Anderson is so high risk. I think Anderson beats a decent amount of top 20 guys now. Okay. I agree with that. He's going on 37. Can't allow. Yeah, but you guys, stop that stuff. You've got to stop talking like that. He's going on 37. He's a heavyweight. He's a heavyweight. You can allow a little bit more time and age with a heavyweight than you do with lighter weights, right? The problem with the lighter weights is because they're always having to make weight. So they're all at drawing and coming down from some guys walking around middleweight, bring themselves down to welterweight or even lighter weights and not keeping a body condition. That's what happens. That's where the age factor comes in. So stop with that talk. He's a heavyweight, so he's got more time. God, Wilder could fight into his 40s. I'm not advising it, but he can fight into his 40s. Lennox Lewis was what? When he finished after fighting Vitaly Klitschko, and Lennox wasn't even in shape for that fight when he fought Vitaly Klitschko. He was preparing to fight Kirk Johnson. He thought he was going to blow Kirk Johnson out. Kirk Johnson pulled out, and he just went on. He was going down the heavyweight list. Said, "Yeah, I'll fight that Klitschko next." That's what happened. Anderson versus Ortiz. Not really. Janet Bell versus Eubank. I'll have a look at the fight. Anderson versus Big Baby Miller. Yeah, good fight. Ajagba is on ESPN. Can't make that fight. 35. Oh, he's 35. He's got even more time. 35. Janabek, don't know what to say about that. Lewis was younger than Wilder in his last fight, was he? Okay. George Foreman was older than Wilder when comeback. There you go. Those few losses have honestly ruined his career. It's a decision loss. It would have been okay, but a loss versus it. But KOs versus shot fighter in Fury is embarrassing. Not really. Many fighters have been great fighters who've lost to one fighter and come back and done well. Floyd Patterson was a great fighter, but he didn't like. I think it was Sonny Liston. Sonny Liston. I think he fought Sonny Liston, and he was so embarrassed afterwards that he had to walk out the arena with a disguise. Sonny Liston. Don't know who Janabek is. No, Lennox was 35, 36 in his last fight. That's what I believe. Are you going to do a talk with Uncle Bashir about Dubois' performance? Yeah, obviously. I will talk to Uncle Bashir, and I will get Stacey McKinley in the house as well. The George Foreman example is a manipulative angle as it fails to mention all the failed older heavyweights. Yeah, Foreman's one, but there's quite a few other older heavyweights. Let's lose 37 when retire age. No number at heavyweight division. 37, that's what I thought. So he was in his late 30s when Lennox retired. So, right, let me get out of here now, people. Thank you all so much, as always. Much love. Yes, I will talk to Stacey McKinley. I will get Stacey McKinley back on, and I will get Uncle Bashir and maybe get Uncle Bashir back on this evening. I think he'll want to talk about the fight for sure. I don't honestly think Uncle Bashir thought much of Trevor Bryan. In fact, they were trying to make Trevor Bryan versus Vlad Tsarenko. How would Vlad Tsarenko have done against Trevor Bryan? If you don't know about Janabek, you will. Next middleweight champion. If he's next middleweight champion, Chris Eubank Jr. needs to keep well away from him. Mark Summers. Now let's talk about the 30 older heavyweights that failed due to their age, not because they don't fit your narrative. KO. Wow. Bless BWTM Sports. Let's get out of here. Right. Thanks for watching as always. Don't forget to subscribe. Hey, and check out my new channel if you know what I've been up to. Check the channel out now.